So recently, I've been reminded of how quickly things can fade away. Even the best of things, how quickly those things can fade away, disappear. See, many of you may know this already, but I've been experiencing some of this stuff in my own life. See, this last spring, I received a phone call from my family telling me that my grandma had been taken to the hospital and she wasn't doing very well. And while at the hospital, doctors discovered that she had a brain mass and they feared that it might be cancerous. So in the days that followed, the doctors performed brain surgery to remove that mass that they had found from her body. Sadly, though, this was at the beginning of the coronavirus pandemic, and she had been transferred to a hospital that was treating a high number of coronavirus patients. And so tragically, while she was at that hospital, she contracted the virus, and she passed away not long after that. So I have personally been reminded of how quickly things can fade away. Even the best of things can disappear in what seems like a blink of the eye. Maybe there's a reason that the phrase, life is too short, is so commonly used. But friends, I don't believe that any of us really is content with life working this way. I don't believe that we are internally content with life this way. I believe that we are longing for something that won't fade away and that won't disappear. But I also believe that there is something that won't fade away. I believe there's something that won't fade away. And if you were with us at Open Arms this last Sunday, you heard us read from a book in the Bible called Revelation. And John, the writer of this book, Revelation, gives us a picture of the end of God's grand story. And at the end of God's grand story, this is the picture that we get. Then I, John, saw another angel flying directly overhead with an eternal gospel to proclaim to those who dwell on earth, to every nation and tribe and language and people. Friends, I don't believe it's a mistake that John describes the angel's message here as an eternal gospel. An eternal gospel. Because many, many things in our world fade away. Many things in our world change. Our health changes, our political climate changes, our relationships change, and even, friends, our coffee gets cold. But there's one thing that remains eternally unchanged, and that is God's love for you and the forgiveness and life that he gives through his son, Jesus. That, friends, is God's unchanging attitude and posture towards you, and that is his eternal, never-ending message to you and to me. His love never changes. His forgiveness never changes. He is eternally and forever a God who pours himself out for you and for me.